Hey everyone, and welcome back to Everyday Tech Explained. Today we are going to be taking a deep dive onto AI and how it's going to be impacting the future of work, especially your work.
Sounds pretty important.
Definitely is. We're actually going to be looking at this Forbes article, 5 free courses to master high-paying AI skills and future-proof your career. So if you guys find this deep dive helpful, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button.
Always appreciate it.
Okay, so this article is super interesting. Basically, by 2030, AI is going to be a part of every job. Think back to the early days of the internet.
Yeah, like when it first started getting big.
Exactly. It quickly became essential. And that's kind of where we are with AI, like right now.
We are at a turning point for sure. The article even mentions that it's going to impact pretty much every job you can imagine.
Yeah, and I feel like there's definitely some anxiety around that. Like, what does this actually mean for me and my job?
Totally. Well, one thing you can do is get ahead of the curve. Like this article highlights some pretty crazy stats. Imagine over 700 million people using AI tools just in a few years.
That's a lot of people.
That's a huge shift. And on top of that, we're looking at about 450 million people needing some sort of AI training, upskilling, by 2030.
So basically what you're saying is that if you're not learning about AI right now, you're going to be left behind.
Pretty much. So let's break down what this actually means for you and what skills you need.
Okay, so let's say I'm listening and I'm like, okay, AI is important, but where do I even begin?
Well, that's what this article really dives into, and I think it does a great job of breaking it down into 2 main categories. You have your technical skills, right?
Right.
And then what they call power skills.
Power skills. That's interesting. What are those?
Yeah, so those are things like uniquely human abilities, right? Like
Yeah.
things that are going to be even more valuable as AI kind of takes over those like routine tasks. Think critical thinking, problem solving, being able to communicate well, adaptability, all that good stuff.
It's kind of interesting, right? Like, as AI becomes more sophisticated, these human skills almost become even more important.
Right, like we're leveling up as a workforce, focusing more on that higher order thinking and creativity.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and the article, it actually gets even more specific and highlights 4 key areas that you'll need to know to really navigate this whole AI landscape.
I'm all ears.
All right, so first up we have AI fluency.
AI fluency. It's like we're learning a whole new language.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
It basically means that you understand AI at a basic level. You know the terms, what it can do, the limitations, and even the ethical considerations.
So it's not just about knowing how to use the tools, but also understanding the impact, right?
Exactly. And that actually leads us to the next area, applied AI.
Okay, applied AI. So
Yeah.
taking it from theory to practice, right?
Right. Exactly. You're figuring out how to use these tools to, enhance your work. This article actually highlights a ton of different fields where AI is changing the game. Like they talk about marketing, HR, even creating personalized learning experiences.
That's so fascinating. Can we dig into that a little bit, like the AI and marketing thing? What does that actually look like?
Yeah, so imagine you're able to look at tons of data, understand exactly what your customers are doing, and then personalize your whole marketing campaign to them, like in real time.
That's crazy.
It is. Or think about AI-powered chatbots. They can handle customer service questions right away, freeing up human agents to, focus on those trickier issues.
Okay, so AI is like revolutionizing marketing as we know it.
It totally is, and that's just one example. Like we're seeing this transformation across so many different industries.
Wow. Okay, so we've covered AI fluency, applied AI. What's next?
Next up is AI building skills. This one's for the people who want to actually create the AI, like the brains behind it all.
So these are the people actually writing the algorithms.
Right. Exactly. We're talking data analytics, understanding how AI models work, even developing these like AI agents.
Sounds pretty intense. Is that something anyone can learn?
Well, it definitely helps to have some technical background, but there are actually resources out there for beginners too. This article even mentions a few free courses that can help you get started.
That's awesome. Okay, so AI fluency, applied AI, AI building. What's the 4th one?
And this brings us full circle back to those power skills we were talking about.
Right.
As AI becomes more advanced, things like being able to solve problems creatively, communicating your ideas effectively, and being able to adapt to, all this new stuff are going to be so crucial.
Kind of like the more advanced the AI becomes, the more important those human skills are.
It's kind of a weird paradox, right? Yeah. As AI handles more routine stuff, we need to focus on what humans do best, that critical thinking, solving complex problems, and adapting to all these new challenges.
So this isn't about humans versus AI, it's humans and AI.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. We can work together. AI can do what it does best, and humans can do what they do best, and we can create something amazing.
So with all this talk about AI, I think it's becoming clear that understanding these 4 areas, AI fluency, applied AI, AI building, and power skills, is absolutely crucial.
Yeah, they're basically your roadmap to, like, not just survive, but to thrive in this new world of AI.
Okay, so we've kind of laid out the roadmap. Where do we go from here? What can our listeners do to start applying this to their own lives?
Well, I think that's where these free courses mentioned in the article come in. They're a great starting point to develop these skills, whether you're totally new to AI or just want to brush up on your knowledge.
And for our listeners, we'll be sure to include the links to those courses in the show notes.
Perfect.
But, before we go too deep into the courses themselves, I kind of want to step back and look at the big picture. AI is moving so quickly. What are some of the challenges and opportunities we need to be thinking about?
Yeah, that's an important question. On one hand, AI can automate all these tasks, make things way more efficient, even create entire new industries. But on the other hand, there are valid concerns, like jobs being replaced, ethical questions, and what happens if AI is used for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, it feels like we're at this really important moment in history. We have this incredible technology that could really change things for the better, but there are also some potential downsides.
Exactly, it's this delicate balance, and that's where those power skills we were talking about come in. They're critical thinking, making ethical decisions, and being able to adapt to all the changes AI brings.
So it's not just learning the skills, but also having the right mindset.
Exactly, and that actually brings up another important point: lifelong learning. AI is constantly changing, so we need to be ready to learn new things throughout our whole careers.
I guess AI is forcing us to always be learning and growing.
In a good way, though, right? I mean, it keeps things interesting.
It definitely does. So in this deep dive, we've talked about the 4 key skills you need to be successful with AI, looked at some of the challenges and opportunities, and even talked about how important lifelong learning is. I think our listeners have a really good understanding of how AI is impacting their lives and careers now.
I agree, and I hope it's got them fired up to take action and start developing those skills.
Me too. We'll be right back in just a moment to break down those 5 free courses mentioned in the Forbes article. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back, everyone. So let's get into those 5 free AI courses that Forbes article mentioned. They're seriously a great place to start for anyone who wants to build, a solid base in AI.
Perfect. Let's hear about them. What kind of courses are we talking about?
Well, the first one is called AI for Everyone, and it's basically a big overview of all those AI concepts. It's designed for, well, pretty much everyone, no matter what your background is, techie or not.
Sounds like a good place to start, especially if AI is, totally new to you. What's next?
All right, the second one dives into AI in marketing. It really goes deep into how companies can use AI to, make their marketing campaigns super personalized, analyze customer data, all that good stuff, even automating some of those marketing tasks.
Right, so this is where it gets really practical, seeing how AI is actually changing the way marketing works.
Exactly. And then we've got building AI-powered chatbots. This course actually teaches you how to build and use chatbots. The ones that handle customer service, answer questions, basically chat with people.
I feel like chatbots are everywhere these days, so this one sounds super relevant.
Yeah.
What else is on the list?
Okay, there's one called Data Science Fundamentals, which gets into the nuts and bolts of data analysis. That's a key skill for anyone working with AI. And last but not least, there's AI for personalization. This one is all about how to use AI to create things like, customized learning plans, product recommendations, stuff like that.
Wow. There's a whole bunch of different courses there. Seems like no matter what you're into or what your career goals are, there's something for everyone.
Exactly. And the best part is they're all free. So anyone who wants to learn can.
That's awesome. Okay, so our listeners have no excuse now. But with all those choices, where do you recommend people start?
I'd say start with AI for Everyone. It gives you a really solid foundation and helps you grasp those main concepts before you dive into the more niche areas.
Makes sense. So let's say someone finishes all these courses and they want to keep learning about AI. What else can they do?
Oh, there's a ton of stuff out there. Universities have whole degree programs in AI and data science, and then there are tons of platforms online with, more advanced courses and certifications.
So it's not just a one-time thing. The learning never really stops.
Exactly. And that's why, having that growth mindset is so important these days. Everything changes so fast.
It's all about being adaptable, curious, and always ready to learn something new.
100%. And those are qualities that will help you not just in AI, but in whatever you end up doing.
That's so true. Okay, so we talked about the what and the how, of getting those AI skills. But what about the why? Why is it so important for our listeners to really embrace AI and build these skills? Like, what's at stake?
Well, to put it simply, AI is changing the world, and fast. Like, it's affecting every industry you can think of: healthcare, finance, how we get around, even entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
And the people who have those AI skills, they're going to be the ones shaping this future.
So it's not just about staying ahead of the game, it's about actually being a part of this huge tech revolution.
Exactly. It's about being able to use AI to solve problems, create new things, and ultimately, make the world better.
That's pretty inspiring. And it brings us back to those power skills again, right?
Yeah.
It's not just the technical stuff, it's about using our human skills to make sure AI is used for good.
Couldn't have said it better myself. It's like a team effort, humans and AI, both bringing what they do best.
It's like a glimpse into a whole new future.
Yeah.
And hopefully our listeners are feeling, excited to be a part of it.
I hope so too. So, what are your final thoughts on this deep dive into the world of AI?
It's been really eye-opening. We talked about why getting those AI skills is so important, looked at some awesome resources for learning, and discussed just how big of an impact this technology is going to have on our work and lives.
Yeah, we just scratched the surface, but hopefully it gave everyone a good starting point, for understanding AI and how to prepare for what's coming next.
And that's what Everyday Tech Explained is all about. We hope you found this deep dive helpful and maybe even got you thinking about your own future with AI.
We definitely only scratched the surface here, but hopefully it gives you a good starting point.
Yeah, so now we want to hear from you. What are your thoughts? Does AI get you excited, or are you, a little nervous about it all?
Totally. Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, and are you thinking about taking any of those free courses we talked about? Or maybe you're already using AI in your work.
Yeah, tell us about it. We love hearing about what you guys are up to.
If you like this deep dive, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out, and make sure you don't miss any of our future tech explorations.
And one last thing to think about, as AI keeps getting smarter, how could it change not just your job, but your entire industry?
It's a pretty big question to consider. Thanks for joining us on Everyday Tech Explained. See you next time.